My 23F boyfriend, 25M, thinks my dad's 59M gifts are creepy. Red flag? Every year for Valentine's Day, my dad, 59M, sends me 23F flowers and a box of chocolate. He has done this every year since I've been old enough to remember. He'd always give them to me when I was little. When I went to college and beyond, he has them delivered to me. It's just a tradition for us. I think it's sweet. I grew up in a really tight-knit, close family. I started dating my BF, Mark, 25M, a little over a year ago. Last Valentine's Day I got the usual delivery from my dad. Mark saw and said, "Oh, your dad sent you those? Oh, okay." And that was it. Fast forward to this year. Last night, Mark and I were discussing our Valentine's Day plans for this year. Like what restaurant should we go to? And he made a passing comment about hoping I don't get any creepy gifts in the mail this year. I was confused and asked him what he meant. And he said, "You know how you got that stuff from your dad last year. It's creepy for a dad to be sending his adult daughter Valentine's Day gifts." I was taken aback because it's not like my dad sent me lingerie or something. It was just flowers and some chocolate. I tried explaining to Mark that this is a tradition I have always shared with my dad. He stands firm that it's creepy and weird, and he said he asked his friends and they thought it was weird too. I tried to let it go, but it has been bothering me. 1. I have never heard these kinds of negative comments from Mark before, and I'm not sure whether it's a red flag. I have never been in a serious relationship before and I'm still figuring it all out. 2. When my dad's delivery comes this month, I don't want Mark to feel uncomfortable. 3. Is it actually creepy for my dad to be sending this stuff? I have never found it so, but would like to hear other perspectives. Thanks. I do the same for my adult daughters. Maybe he feels forced to do more than he wants to compete with your dad or whatever. Don't change your tradition with your dad. It's sweet and a great proof of your good bond. It's not creepy at all. My dad sent me and my daughter flowers until her passed a couple of years ago. I'm 53 now. Your dad is making sure you have also known that he loves you and think of you. This is not creepy or weird. Your BF is making an issue out of nothing. What is wrong with him to think in this way? I'm 37 and my dad sends my brother and I a Whitman's sampler and a card every single year for Valentine's Day. It's one of my most cherished traditions and I look forward to it every year. Only a small, pathetic man would feel insecure about a gesture of love from father to daughter. My husband looks forward to eating the candies I don't want. Your dad's Valentine's Day gifts are sweet, not creepy. Your boyfriend's reaction, though, kinda creepy. He's sexualizing a completely innocent gesture of affection from a father to his child. I don't know that it's a red flag, necessarily, but it is a good enough reason to really pay attention to his ability to give and receive affection outside a romantic or sexual context. Cherish these times with dad because he will be gone someday. Tell your boyfriend to stop watching incest porn. It's warping his brain. Your dad is just setting the bar for the rest.
Mark sucks.
If Mark hasn't grown up to the point where he can differentiate between love of a boyfriend and a girlfriend and the kind of love their parents would have for their child, that's really sad. My parents would give me a heart-shaped box of chocolates every year. I wish my dad had cared about me enough to buy me anything. Your boyfriend is weird and insecure. You can let go of your concern over Mark feeling uncomfortable. He can feel how he feels and deal how he deals. What he cannot do is hand out negative commentary on your very sweet thoughtful, and not at all creepy. Valentine's tradition with your dad. Maybe Mark has never dated someone who has a healthy relationship with their dad. Maybe he doesn't have one with his dad. Whatever the case may be, I urge you to decline to care about his opinion on this matter. It does not affect him, and is really not his business. If he makes a comment, feel free to say, "I love this tradition, and I'm not interested in hearing any more about it." Do you think you can keep your opinions to yourself? Then if he continues to make comments, or wants to push the issue, you remove yourself, first from the date or hangout. Then if the behavior does not improve, from the relationship. Have more respect for yourself, and less for Mark's opinion of your dad's choices. My mom has always gotten me chocolate on Valentine's Day. It's just a dumb Hallmark holiday. There's nothing wrong with flowers and chocolate for a loved one. No, it's not creepy at all. I'm trying to figure out why your BF thinks it's creepy. So many parents do that for their kids, and you will always be your dad's little girl. Honestly, quit worrying about what your BF will think about the gift. I think it's awesome, and a lot of people don't have that with their parents. He needs to not make stupid comments about it being creepy. It's not a red flag, but his attitude shows a lot of immaturity. I send my 3 sisters and my mother flowers for Valentine's Day every year. Dump the BF. Cherish your time with your dad. It's not creepy. I think it's actually really sweet of your dad. Bunch of red flags from your BF though. Not creepy on your dad's part, but it sounds like your BF might have issues with trust and intimacy. It makes sense because he doesn't have kids, or a lot of maturity, or maybe a high level of common sense. But agree with the other poster. Most likely he has seen too much incest porn, and it's made him paranoid about familial affection. Probably different upbringing or culture. I personally find it odd in the sense that I know Valentine's Day is a day where you give gifts to your crush, partner, and that is it. So if I was younger and more naive, I would find it quite odd. I would question why your dad thinks of you this way on a holiday about romantic relations. However, if it's always been a normal part of your family and a laxing of the tradition, like how some get the grandmother, grandfather's gifts on Father's Day, etc., then there is no cause for alarm, which is the most important thing. Have you simply explained that it's a tradition despite it not being related to the purpose of the holiday itself? Ah, what a sweet tradition. Your boyfriend's comment is a bit insensitive, but not a deal breaker. I would talk to him. Let him know you don't find it creepy, that it's a meaningful tradition that you appreciate, and you find his judgment hurtful. Now, his reaction will be very telling. Will he be able to empathize and communicate through this with you? Or will he double down and degrade you? While his initial comment is not a red flag, his reaction to this conversation very well may be. Good luck. Your dad was and still is setting an example for how he thinks men should treat you. Mark thinks that's creepy. Mark is a disgusting creep if he is suggesting there is anything more to your dad's gifts. However, Mark probably feel insecure that you have healthy expectations for the men in your life and a strong male role model. I'm so happy for you that you have a father that actually understands that he is a person in your life that sets an example for how you should be treated. I hope Mark doesn't spoil that special connection. It reminds me of the dad who still buys his ex-wife flowers on Mother's Day. Not because he still had romantic feelings for her, but because he understood his son sees how he treats women.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.